You know, when I was a kid, all of my friends were playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops Zombies, Fallout New Vegas, the list goes on and on. But these games just never held my attention for very long. I would play through a few lobbies in Call of Duty with my friends, do a few quests on Fallout before I got bored, but I just preferred to play games where I could fully immerse myself in the world and kind of escape from reality. My first real obsession in a video game was the Command and Conquer series. I spent hundreds, if not thousands of hours in my childhood playing Command and Conquer Generals on my grandpa's old E-machine computer. Yeah, honestly, I forgot those existed too. Something about RTS games drew me in like nothing else. They were competitive, the world building was incredible, but I always felt like there was something missing. Commanding an entire army of infantry, tanks, planes, and super weapons in a single battle was a lot of fun, but I wanted something bigger. And not that anyone asked, but I would draw out these fake maps for myself when I played Command and Conquer, and I would play against AI on the hardest difficulty possible, and after each battle I would edit the map to indicate where territory was won or lost. I essentially created these fake campaigns for myself that would only end once I won or lost a significant amount of territory. And no, I was not an only child, thank you very much. And I also fell in love with MMOs. Wizard 101, World of Warcraft, Elder Scrolls Online, the list goes on. These games gave me a sense of community, being part of something larger, playing in a living world full of other players where I could make friends and have fun with other people. These games weren't just about the gameplay, they were also about the friends I made along the way. And then a few years ago, I discovered a game that combined the genres of video games that I fell in love with into one single game. It's an MMO with thousands of players on a shared map, and it's a real-time strategy game. Imagine playing Command and Conquer or a similar RTS game like StarCraft or Age of Empires, but you are a single unit out of thousands of other player units just like you. And you're working together cooperatively. It is the single most underrated MMO I have ever played, and it's a gaming experience like nothing else I've ever played. The game I'm talking about is Foxhole, and it might just be your next addiction too. My name is NoVanityBran from the CABAL regiment. This video is not really meant to be a tutorial, but more of an introduction to the game for players who have not yet discovered Foxhole or are interested in it. If you are interested in tutorials, I will link a few channels in the description that I've personally watched in the past when I was learning how to play as well. So, Foxhole was created by a Canadian development team known by Siege Camp. Foxhole describes itself as a massively multiplayer game where thousands of players shape the outcome of a persistent online war. Every individual soldier is a player that contributes to the war effort through logistics, base building, reconnaissance, combat, and more. Let me tell you, Siege Camp, that description does not do this game justice at all. It is so much more than it originally lets on. And I fell in love with this game for the world, the lore, the depth of the combat, the times where it can be competitive.
Guy walking up. There's another warden! Two on the road. That's.
The times where it can be surprisingly relaxing, and most of all, the fantastic community.
Behind! See you down.
So let me give you the basics. Foxhole is a large, persistent war on one shared map. The two factions, the Wardens and Colonials, battle over territory on the map in wars that can last weeks in real time, sometimes even months. And in order to win a war in Foxhole, both factions battle over the map in constantly shifting front lines until one side reaches a required number of victory towns needed to claim victory. But it's the magic that happens during those 30-odd days that really makes Foxhole special. And the magic that happens in those 30-odd days, Foxhole's most advantageous characteristic is that it has something for everyone. There are so many different roles that you can play, and everything that you do helps your faction in one way or another. If you're someone that likes resource gathering in video games, Foxhole's got resource gathering. This game can be as grindy as you want it to be. Players gather materials to create supplies for the war effort. Everything in the game, aside from a few developer-placed structures, is entirely player-made. Thousands of combined man-hours preparing equipment, digging bunker bases, manning tanks, crewing artillery, flying planes. All of those combined man-hours are for one goal, and that's to be the winning faction at the end of the war. If you enjoy games like Factorio or Satisfactory, Foxhole has that too. Player-made facilities are capable of producing all types of things, from little things like barbed wire, sandbags, concrete, to ammunition, to more expensive equipment, like tanks, planes, and even ships that are crafted at player-built dry docks. But let's say you don't enjoy any of that grind. Let's say MMOs really aren't your thing, resource grinding is not really your strong suit, it doesn't really hold your attention for that long. That's okay too. Foxhole doesn't have to be a grind slop game if you don't want it to be. And that's what I love so much about Foxhole. You can genuinely do whatever you want in this game. So if you don't really prefer the grind, you can really spend all of your time on the front lines if you would like. You can play as infantry, a medic, a tank crew, artillery crew, anti-air gunners, you name it. You can be a partisan, sneaking behind enemy lines, stealing vehicles, burning down fortification with a flamethrower or a flame tank, and the best part is, you can alternate between any of these roles whenever you want. You can join a regiment if you want to experience the game to the fullest extent possible. Joining a regiment means you won't have to do all the grinding yourself. And maybe you could go to joincabal.org. Sorry, I had to include the shameless plug because if I get more members, I can keep making YouTube and TikTok content, and then maybe I can finally quit my job or something, I don't know. With the release of the Airborne update in the first quarter of this year, Foxhole now features every major aspect of military combat that would have been prevalent in the interwar period to World War II period. Foxhole includes logistics vehicles of all kinds, trucks, trains, ships, tons of infantry weapons.
Push up. Take trench after trench, don't be afraid.
Many different types of tanks with different ammo calibers and roles. Navy, small gunships, mine-laying boats, destroyers, submarines, battleships, and now it includes planes, scouts, fighters, dive bombers, torpedo bombers, paratrooper planes, and heavy bombers. Every single one of these roles works in conjunction with one another to advance their faction's frontline. In one region of the map, it's common to see artillery pounding the enemy's frontline defenses, while tanks advance with infantry on their flanks fighting in the trenches. Meanwhile, planes battle overhead, dive bombers attack enemy tanks while fighting off enemy fighter planes, scout planes harass infantry from above, but then get shot down by anti-air tanks. Off the coast, a submarine sits and waits for enemy ships to enter the region. Players deliver logistics to keep the front line stocked. World chat erupts suddenly with a call for help in a neighboring region, and you decide to redeploy and help. When you get there, enemy bombers are above, and suddenly many of your frontline defenses are destroyed and need to be rebuilt, so you equip a shovel and you start digging to rebuild and help your team hold the front line. And then just as you're digging those frontline defenses, and the enemy's advancing, and the fight feels hopeless, you spot 3 friendly fighters flying above you, and they swoop in and they kill one of the enemy bombers, and the entire global chat rejoices at the crashing of an enemy heavy bomber. Point is, Foxhole is immersive unlike any other MMO I have ever played, and the community makes it even better. Yes, you are a cog in the machine, but sometimes that cog in the machine can pull off some really spectacular things. This video was not sponsored in any way. I simply love Foxhole, and I just want to share my love for it with others. Foxhole is currently on sale right now if you'd like to join in on the fun. The Steam Summer Sale has just started, and you can pick up Foxhole for just $19 US right now. So give it a try. Discover a new addiction. An addiction that may or may not ruin your life. Your wife might divorce you. Your kids are going to leave you. But, you know, I apologize for all of those things. But if you see me in game, make sure you say hello. say hello. And if you enjoyed this video or you just want to see any of the cool things that we get up to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much if you watched this video up to this point. I hope this video created at least one new Foxhole player. If it did, let me know in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next video.